All right, now, what's going on here? We doing okay?
Yeah, for some reason I've got Do I need to have production in the stream? I don't, right?
No. Oh,
Well, I'm trying to set up the camera.
no, you do need production on the screen
Okay.
because it's the camera.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm so blind.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought I'd seen you somewhere else.
That's okay, you probably have.
I'm Ross.
You're Ross.
It's actually Ross Rubin. But my band.
Okay, I'm about to start the.
So I would use the PowerPoint except for videos. You know what I mean by that? So you can advance it on this. You can take it out when you're using it. Keep using that. And only use this part for the videos. Because those don't look good.
Okay, I'm starting.
Okay.
Good morning, Napa Valley.
Good morning.
So good to see everybody this morning. I'm going to pause. I'm a little hot there. Am I good now? Okay. Good to see everybody this morning. It's a delightful day to be in community. So happy to see everybody here this morning on this beautiful day. We have a special surprise day. We have a new musician, Zelig, and he's Ross Rubin. You want to go? Okay. All right. The band. Okay. Ross Rubin is here. Let's give him a round of applause as he opens us up with some music.
I see right here. Okay.
You're on.
I'm on. Here's what I had planned, and here is the inspiration I was given by two of my dearest spiritual teachers this morning. I have a little bit of my own spiritual practice I'd like to share with you. But first, anyone here have a dog? Yeah. So the two dear spiritual teachers that I mentioned are my dogs Jasper and Argus, who were rescues from Santa Rosa, and they really inspired me this morning, as they often do, by throwing out and up a joyful song. Because, of course, dogs, they frequently just stay in the garden and haven't forgotten it. In their song, If You'll Join Me. Now, this requires a little bit of just not using your intellect, but thinking like a dog. And I want you to just join me, and we'll segue into something a little more human.
Shivaya Me Om. Om Namah Shivaya Me Om. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Okay. So my bracelet is a form of meditation called japa in Hinduism and in Buddhism. I'm not a Buddhist nor a Hindu. I'm probably like a lot of you guys here. I believe in the unity of all these things, and that there are techniques and technologies throughout all of time, every culture, and they all lead to the same place eventually. And I found that by wearing this bracelet that was given to me by Ram Dass shortly before he passed, and I've been wearing it a lot lately, and in the japa, in the Hindu and Buddhist tradition, like a rosary, you count the beads as you say a meditation. And there's
Or
Om,
sound.
Mane, Padme, Om, which is may all beings, may all things achieve realization. And there's also Om Namah Shivaya Me Om, which is a cry to the representative, Godhead representative Shiva, creator and destroyer of all things, all time. And so I find myself, when I wear this bracelet, every time I see it, I say an Om Namah Shivaya Me. And so that's just a nice way of clearing my mind. So sing that with me now, and then we'll segue into something a little more recognizable, and then and of course, Om is perhaps a representation of the cosmic background radiation from the Big Bang, the substratum of all creation, the sound of the universe and its birth. Om Namah Shivaya Me. Om.
Love is all you need. Sing that with me. Love, love. Love is all you need. One more time. Love, 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 love. Love is all you need. All right.
Thank you so much, Ross. I know it didn't quite make it to you. Good to see everybody this morning. We like to start our service with our vision and mission statement. So if you'll look up on the screen and read with me, we are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. So it's a glorious day today and a celebration of all life. If it happens to be your first time here, we have a special welcome for you later in the service, but we welcome you. Anybody online that might be here for the first time, we welcome all those. Also continuing your attendance here. It's a place of celebration, a place of love, and a place of welcome for everybody. So we're so glad you're here today. I want to start with a few announcements we want to make just to kind of get you set for the coming weeks. First of all, we are celebrating Latinx Heritage Month. And not only is it heritage, but it's culture. And it's so fun to be here in the Napa Valley and experience the Latinx culture in every way. I was at a party last night and they had a reggae singer, which happened to have been Ross, by the way. But then they also brought in a mariachi band that was really fun. Celebration of this culture that we have. Was in Austin. They were talking about celebrating Latinx heritage, and through Los Angeles, it's just good we continue to celebrate that in all ways. And then also it's Indigenous Day celebration this weekend. Once was known as Explorer Columbus Day, but with our realization of the doctrine of discovery, it's good to celebrate the culture of the indigenous culture and their heritage as well, because much of it was supplanted or oppressed by the explorers and the colonial influences through the doctrine of discovery. So we celebrate that. And this is actually a picture from our own powwow that was last weekend. I know Monica was there and Georgia was there and Jim was there, a few other people, and we celebrate that culture today as well. We continue to have a theme this month of abundance in the tree of life, knowing that trees are representation of our own abundance in so many ways, from the very root chakra up through our own center, our own power, and up through our heart that are the branches coming out, and through our expression, intuition, and oneness that are represented in the tree. This is also a period that we are grateful for your contributions in our community. And 2 weeks ago, we had an event that honored you, and we gave out gifts at that, which is a small tree that has the different chakra colors in it that represent this representation we have. If you didn't happen to get one of those gifts, we invite you to get, there's a few of them left in the lobby on your way out. You can get those. We so appreciate you being a part of this community and all the contributions you've given to us. And also, this is the month that we talk about the cards of intention. We appreciate your intentional giving. Your filling out a card helps us to be better stewards of your donations in terms of our budget for 2024. I also believe that your spiritual giving, your way of intentional giving, is a way of a divine spiritual practice where you give from that which you're grateful for, you give for a vision and mission, and you give with the intention of circulation of receiving and giving. So we appreciate you considering what that is for 2024. And if you didn't receive one of those cards, there's some out in the lobby that you can have. We're going to start doing a graph. We haven't updated it yet, but you'll see it from week to week about the board's goal is 125,000 intentions, which I think we'll get that. And we appreciate your participation in that. And then next Sunday is our Green Bag Compassion Food Project. So if you're participating in that, or if you want to participate in that, there's green bags out in the courtyard that you can pick up. And the idea is that we do this every other month so that the food bank is fully supplied with food. I know a lot of people have been giving them produce lately, which is great. There's also, they need other food because this summer it's been depleted a little bit, their resources at the food bank. So we appreciate you giving. And that'll be this coming Sunday. And you can drop it by the office if you want to. It'll be available there. And then also on October 22nd, we have a real opportunity here, this Ho'oponopono workshop that we're having, which is an Hawaiian forgiveness process that brings balance and brings you back into letting anything that binds you loose in this beautiful ceremony, the beautiful words that are part of the Ho'oponopono. And this is with Sayota Bell, who has been doing this process for years now. And several of our congregants have already been taking her class, so this would be a chance to take it here at the center. This is only live. It's not hybrid in any way. So you can sign up online or out in the courtyard. It's still a couple weeks away here. And then another workshop we're having the following Sunday after that on the 29th. Bodhi's going to do a sound healing. If you've ever been part of this soundscape oasis that he does, it's really beautiful. You can be sitting or laying and just be in here, and he'll be playing different bells and different sounds. And it's a wonderful healing restoration time. So we invite you to be part of this once again on the website or out in the courtyard. And then finally, in November, we have a special volunteer appreciation dinner. We just had a donor appreciation event, I know, but this is something different. We've added this that's just for volunteers. We're going to feed you dinner. The board's going to serve you dinner, and we're going to have a talent show. Questionable talent, it might be, but it'll be talent. I guarantee it will be entertaining. Okay. So I usually do, we haven't had a picnic in a long time, but if you remember the picnics, we had a talent show for that. This is all going to be comedy oriented skits and different things like that. And I think it'll be really fun. So you can sign up for this as well online and be a part of it. So I also want to let you know that Sean texted me. Sean is in Africa currently. Some of you have supported his trip to be there. And he said he is doing well. He spent the time with his family for a few days, just catching up with them, but also with the way of the way things are in Uganda right now, because there was a wave of fundamentalism, exclusive and oppressive fundamentalism, and Sean and the people he's visiting and the schools are part of a resistance to it, if you want to call that, or just showing people there's a different way to be inclusive. So we're so proud of him and the work he's doing there with these different schools. He's going to the primary school this week, and after that he'll be going to the new secondary school and seeing where the funds that he has given, and then us and that by funding him, the funds that we have provided that go to increasing the outreach of the school. So we're proud that he's able to do this. And then also, please know that we're available for prayer. Whether you fill out the prayer request online or in the lobby, or you stay after the service to have a time with a practitioner, just to be listened to and heard what kind of prayer requests you have, and they'll know the truth. They'll know your wholeness. They'll know love and that Spirit's with you. So it's a great time to do that as well. And then we always have meditation on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. You're always welcome to do that. So, all right, we're going to start a sacred time now, Ross. So if you want to have a seat out here, we have actually recorded music here that we're going to do. So this is a new song that we're using as a recording. The lyrics are up there, but I just invite you to go into a place of quiet and solitude.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find God, I find myself.
Beautiful, thank you. And with the same peace and peaceful moment, I welcome to this moment, to this opening moments of blessing, of wisdom, and loving out loud. I invite you to keep your eyes closed for a moment, and let's be aware of this moment where we'll begin our journey to this theme, abundance and the tree of life, knowing that there is only one power, one present, one life, one love. And by being here, we will understand more and more what it means loving out loud. And by being here, we give ourselves the opportunity, the task to open our minds and our hearts. Because I know that every experience that Reverend Jay brings us is develop us with a lot of love for all of us. This morning, I invite you to give ourselves the opportunity to be present here and the now, in this very same place, and to be aware of how the trees serve us as a reminder to have balance in our life, and to realize that we are all a unique expression of the one. And if everyone agrees, we all say, and so it is. And welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure always, and fear sometimes that I'm going to be standing and speaking in front of you. But you know, that tree of love is, I was thinking last night about that, and I say, well, what is that tree? And that tree is, the roots when I born, and the what I'm giving to the life as a fruits or whatever the tree, beautiful trees and all that. So what am I giving to this world? And I start thinking about my childhood. My childhood was, we was living sometimes hungry, sometimes no shoes, sometimes whatever. But whatever happened that time that's I grew up with, it got me here with you. And I totally understand what's going on, because now if I put my mind together with my heart, it's just what I want to give you. I was taking this class for 4 weeks, and it was so beautiful because it teach me how to put my mind and my heart together, and it teach me that my heart also have brain, and I choose. If I choose from my heart, everything goes very well in my whole entire life. And right now, that's how I'm living. I'm trying to live this experience and enjoy it fully. Because what I'm learning with this philosophy, and by being here, or if I'm not here, I'm online or doing some service here and there. And it's lovely. But again, if I put too much service on me, I forget about the root in my what I want to give you. And because I get stressed, and I go here, there, I'm not able to center myself into what do I want to give to the world. Right now, I'm so very happy because my family, I was talking to my friend that it comes with me, and my family right now is in such a good, we've been having such a good experiences all together. We have a family meeting, and because I running into these issues myself with divorce and house and all the nonsense that it come involved with that, and so I share with them, and they save me. They solve my whole entire situation, and I didn't expect that. I was sharing with them so they can be supportive to me, and not because I want them to fix it, anything. And I was very clear. And they say, why don't we do this? And even my granddaughter, who's 11 years old, she goes, I know what we can do. And she solved the whole thing. And I say, I look at my other kids, and yeah, it's a good idea, and so the relationship that I have with them, I feel like I'm walking and I keep light. And that's exactly what I want to keep doing. And I don't want to be like before, like I used to think that I was very bad person. And last night, my daughter, the younger one, she say, your granddaughter is just looking at about exactly like you, and she's acting just like you. And the answer that I give her, it was very pleased to me. I say, am I that bad girl or person that is ashamed? Maybe to you guys, but not to me. Now I'm a new person. And you know what I find out is because when I used to be back then, they remember, they keep that mindset, how I was before. They still don't know me how I am today. So today, I'm here with you, and I feel so good just being here. Thank you very, very much. I love you all.
Sure seems we're back in a land once forgotten, and the old ways don't seem so unwanted. But which old ways? Which old ways? Which old ways are the new ways now? When they lead me for calling out their names, will you remember me like back in the day before we let the good times get away? Will we one day awake to realize we have forsaken the path we might but still may have taken? Still, it looks like a long road up ahead. But the earth of all we are worth belongs for us in this universe to see. Us away for calling out their games. Who will honor the names? Who'll rekindle the flame? Will you give some light back to the day? Pray we may soon awaken to realize they have been so mistaken. It ain't too late to take it down to the river bay. Hey, hey, sure seems we're back in some land misbegotten, and the old don't seem so but which old ways? Which old ways? Which old These are the new ways now.
Beautiful, Ross. I love your style. It's just so personal and a storyteller you are. So let's give another round of applause. It's so great to be here today and to open up this idea. Today, we're continuing the theme of abundance in the tree of life. But today in particular, we're talking about this everyday grace that comes on and recognizing it and reaffirming it. And what I know about grace is interesting because grace is considered unmerited love or unmerited peace from spirit. And yet so many of our religions that talk about grace put a way that you have to believe a certain thing in order to get grace. So supposedly it's unmerited love, but there's certain ways you have to earn that merit, earn that favor in order to get it. And at this center, we are happy to tell you that the good news is that it's available to everybody and anybody. It's simply inviting it into who we are and what we are and how we open up in this truth of life itself. Last week, we talked about the idea of recognizing miracles that are in our lives and recognizing the truth that there is only God. And we talked about how this is affirmative prayer, that the 5 steps of affirmative prayer, the first one is recognizing that there is only God. And this week, we're talking about this grace because we're talking about the idea of opening up to the truth of who we are and all that is by unifying with Spirit. And it's more than just recognizing, it's more than knowing the truth of who we are as God is all there is, but it's taking a moment just to allow Spirit, allow the awareness that there is only one and that we are connected with this one. So think of it as a friend you might have who you recognize them, you say hi to them, but you keep walking. Or you recognize them and you spend time connecting with the one and feeling the oneness. So this is with Spirit and prayer that we recognize. We could even say, hello, Spirit, hello, divine intelligence, hello, creative force in this world. I know that you are not out there, but within me, and I am within you, and we are one. There's no out there that we are connected. There's a connectedness of all life. So we think about the first 2 steps, this recognition and unification, as recognizing and unifying, identifying with this oneness. A lot of people think one way to visualize this is through the Hindu myth called the Indra's net. And Indra's net talks about that there is like a spider web in the world that goes in all directions, that there is a gem where the 2 webs connect, any 2 webs, and that gem is like each individual person. And that gem reflects the light back to other people. And what we know is the world is, and the universe is all these connected webs. And we may be an individual, unique expression of the divine in this intersection. But as we look around, as we view around, as we reflect others, these are just all gems that are all around. Another way to look at it is thinking about how we are weaving a common quilt, a common thread that weaves this interconnectedness that we have. I like to think of it as something that is evolving, this connection we have, because it is not a static thing. It's not a web that stays in one place, its permanent location, but is always evolving. We are evolving. The web is evolving. Spirit is evolving. It's an unfolding in our lives, Spirit in our lives in this way. And this is the grace we're talking about. This is the connection we can feel within. I think of this affirmative prayer we talk about, or just time that you spend in contemplation, in whatever recognition of Spirit, whatever way that you have a conversation with God, if you want to think about that. The customary or common way of prayer that you may have learned as a child is about asking for what we want. Asking God to intervene, to give me a miracle, to come and, take care of this situation. But instead of that, we say that we invite Spirit, we invite the guidance of Spirit from Spirit, that we, first of all, we know this Spirit within us. So it's not out there. We're not asking something to come down like a lightning bolt and create a miracle in that way. But from this place, we know the truth of who we are as being one, as being the truth. Hey, Jim, could you turn on the air conditioning? I think it's a little warm in here. Thank you. And your experience of prayer may be inconsistent. It may be that you don't know if your prayers make a difference or not. And I think for me, the inconsistency comes with when I think of God out there and want God to come down and do something. And what I know is we don't always get what we pray for, but we always receive what we pray from. So where we pray from in this consciousness that we come within. Think about what Gandhi says, be that which you want to experience in the world, right? So we start with the beingness. We start with being within us what we want to experience in the world. If we want to experience more love, more peace, more abundance, more joy, we start with that within ourselves. And there are times in my life that I couldn't find it. I guarantee you, it was like, yeah, right, you want me to feel love within. You want me to feel joyful. I don't feel that way. I'm dealing with grief or loss or confusion or doubt, and I know that. And what better way to just allow yourself this grace, this openness, this allowing Spirit to be present with us. Think of the word grace. In our normal non-spiritual realm, secular realm, we talk about grace as being an elegance. A beauty, a way of movement that seems effortless. What if that was our divine grace? That is a sense of elegance, a sense of beauty, a sense that shifts and change can be effortless. That we're open to the possibility, open to Spirit acting through us, not to us, but through us. And what I have found about this grace when I'm able to find it is it smooths out the rough patches in life. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is from Isaiah. He was a prophet, an Old Testament prophet. And one of his, I don't know if it's a channel or how he wrote this poem, but he said, a voice of one who cries, prepare in the wilderness the way of Spirit. Clear away the obstacles. Make straight and smooth in the desert a highway for God. So this whole idea of preparing a way for Spirit within us, we clear away the obstacles. We may not even know what those obstacles are. We just let go and allow Spirit to come through us. And Isaiah goes on to say that when we do that, when we have cleared the way, then we experience that every valley shall be lifted and filled up. Every mountain and hill shall be made low. The crooked and uneven shall be made straight and level, and the rough places a plain. They will be made smooth. It doesn't mean when we're in prayer and meditation or contemplation that we find all the answers. It doesn't mean that, oh yeah, go down the street and take a right and you'll find the answer right there. But it does mean that Spirit is walking with us as we walk through our challenges. They can be challenges. They can be tough. They can be places that we've never gone before and we don't know a way through it. And yet, what we know is that Spirit is there with us. I know people have found grace in the middle of a war, in the middle of poverty, in the middle of oppression, in all situations. And those people that I also read stories about that have had experiences that are more challenging, more of an obstacle than I would experience, or at least at this time I would experience, are an inspiration to me, because they can find grace where they're at. I can find grace anytime. So we make a way for Spirit. And remember, last week, if you were listening to last week's talk, Deepak Chopra talking about, he was quoting sacred Hindu text passages that said that when we're awakening, we experience less worry. There's less to worry about. We let go of that worry, let go of that anxiety, and we allow and accept what is with ease and grace. This grace, this effortless, this just allowing Spirit to be the truth of we are. And we identify with Spirit in this oneness, and we drop into this heart space as part of this awakening, that we have a coherence with our heart. Every Tuesday morning, I gather with the practitioners, and we have what was called Ministry of Prayer. And we have on our sheet of paper a list of your prayer requests that have been given to us online or written out, or sometimes email or call us, and we have a list. And if we just read those words, it would have little power. It would have some mental exercise we would do. But the first thing we do is we recognize and unify. We recognize that Spirit is all there is, and we unify. We drop into this heart space. We identify with the oneness that is all there is. And from this place of divine grace, we can know the truth of every person we're praying for. Now one at a time, we sit in a circle. Some of us are online, but a virtual circle. Some of us are present. But each one of us, for one person at a time, know the truth of that person, but we all know it while they're speaking that. Because that's the pathway we've been trained to do. And I invite all of you just to find this heart space to come into, to know the truth for yourself, that you are a divine being, you're a divine blessing right where you are, and all is well. We know that when we're able to let go, we discover this state of grace. There are certain spiritual laws that are just like the physical laws in this world. And they apply neutrally. There's not a favored race or a favorite person, or if you say it a certain way, it happens neutrally, and it is in all ways. I was looking online about the physical concept of gravity. Gravity doesn't apply for some people and other people, and not for other people. And I found this story about, do you know in a vacuum, so a vacuum is where they have taken all the air out of it. There's no oxygen in it, so no person can be in there. But they drop a feather and a bowling ball, and that they fall exactly at the same rate. That they land at exactly the same time, because there's no air, there's no resistance there. And what I think is interesting about that is it is our resistance in the real world that doesn't allow Spirit to drop into us, our own resistances. And those are like 30 pounds difference in weight. And yet that air is like our own resistance or our stubbornness or our lack of forgiveness of ourselves or others. And so in this state, so we talk about the law of unity, the law of cause and effect, the law of circulation. All these laws are neutral in that way. They're neutral in the way they apply to us. And when we, as I was talking about last week, seek ye first the kingdom of God, which is within us, when we seek to find this place of unification and openness, we align with the highest and best. We don't even maybe not know what the highest and best is for us at the time, but we're open to Spirit. We're open to this idea of life that's abundant. I was reading about, so this is I want to show you this picture. I forgot I had this picture. These are my sister to my left and my brother on their side. In the middle is my mom. This is why I went to Texas to see family. And my mom's 93 years old. And I never know when I leave Texas if that's the last time I'll see her, to be quite frank with you. She's doing well now, but you never know. So I talked to my mom about that, because I have to leave. I have to say goodbye every time I leave. And there's no way I could accept my own grief if I wasn't clear that I wanted to say that I was complete with her when I left. So I talked to her about that. And she said, I'm not afraid of death. So grateful to hear that. She says, because of my faith. She said there's a hymn that she used to sing and still does occasionally. And it says, because Spirit lives in me, I can face tomorrow. Because Spirit lives, all fear is gone. She said, even if I have a challenging day, I just remember the Spirit's within me and I can face tomorrow. I don't have fear of anything. And it was so comforting to hear that. And so I don't know if I was facing my last years, if I would feel that comfortable. And now I go, yeah, I don't mind. But yeah, when it comes to when you're faced with it, it's a little different. So it was nice to hear her say that. And so we were able to celebrate life and tell stories of when I was not so good and when I was good and all those times. And it's all funny now. But what I know is when we allow grace to flow, it flows easily and effortlessly in this way. I've been reading a little bit of Julian of Norwich, who was a mystic some time ago, I think 14th century. And she had this whole thing about, just like in the Bible, it talks about knowing all is well. And she said that greatly ought we rejoice that God dwells in our soul, and more greatly ought we rejoice that our soul dwells in God. And that all shall be well, and all manner of well things shall be well. And I find that mystics all believe this same thing, no matter, she was a Christian mystic, but she saw all paths to Spirit. And that Spirit was just this oneness to be in. And she said, rather than praying in the way that we usually pray, which is beseeching or begging from our unworthiness, we should pray with full confidence and pray inwardly, even if we do not enjoy it. It does good even when we don't feel anything. For prayer is not overcoming God's reluctance, it's laying hold of its willingness to pray in a new, gracious, lasting will of the soul, united and fast bound to the will of God. So this is what she talks about, that it is an opening of what we do. It is an opening of united with the will of Spirit. So we let our way go and we allow Spirit to come forth. We allow Spirit to be the truth of who we are. in this oneness and in this allowing a greatness of being the truth we are, to be the change we wish to see in the world, to be open to a greater truth that comes through us. And once again, we don't have to know the how. We know that Spirit is with us, and we're united and fast bound to the will of Spirit. Julian of Norwich says that grace transforms our dread into abundant, endless comfort, our failings into noble, glorious rising, our sorrow into holy, blissful life. And just as our contrariness here on earth brings us pain, shame, and sorrow, I don't know about you, but I have some contrariness every now and then. So grace brings us surpassing comfort, glory, and bliss. And that we know is blessed love, that we know is God, which we may never have known without experiencing the woe. So that which we are, she talks about failings and that are just ways to open a Spirit in our lives. So let us go to prayer. So like Julian and Norwich suggest, we go within and know that Spirit is right here. And we let go and allow Spirit's steadfast love to be within us. Its gracious love, its graciousness, the ease and effortlessness. For we know there is only God, and that is all there is. And we are connected and one with all of life, with Spirit and all things. So as we drop into our heart in this moment, just allowing ourselves to feel this peace, this grace, and our own good, because it's God that's good within us. And it's from this place of life, of connection, that we know from this place the truth of our lives. That all that is an obstacle melts away. All that we see as trouble is held in the grace and love of Spirit. If we know someone today who we are concerned about our own health, our own abundance, our own worries, we let those go and know that Spirit's got it. Spirit's got us, and Spirit's got those with whom we hold in prayer right now. Because we know these spiritual laws and Spirit are with all people, that they don't have to earn that place, that grace is right there with them. And we know this to be the truth in this moment as we let go and allow Spirit. Allow Spirit to be that which is us as us, the goodness of all life. We let it go and let it be. And together we say, and so it is. All yours.
A lot of that definitely made me remember things. Thank you, Jay. Very specific things came back to me. Laughing at a thunderstorm when I was a very small child and being terrified at first in a carport in Little Rock, Arkansas. And then the laughter started, and I just laughed and laughed and laughed. And what's interesting is then when my oldest son, Ike, was a baby and months old, this is 20 years ago, we had a very rare thunderstorm in Napa, because you don't hear thunder in Napa.
Right.
And it was a very loud thunderstorm with lightning, and I picked him up and I took him out onto the porch, and he started laughing.
There you go.
And any friends of Mark Lucas in the house? Mark Lucas, one of the co-founders of Porch Fest and Napa Valley Bike Coalition. Well, keep Mark in your thoughts, because just like our friend Jennifer Semi who passed away. Any friends of Jennifer Semi in here? Yeah, so we lost Jen and we lost Mark recently, days ago. And I like to tell them in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, I'm like, you may not be in a body anymore, telling, right? But if you're still a discrete conscious entity, ask to speak with the manager. So I'm gonna put this out there for Jennifer Semi and Mark Lucas. Jesus was most likely a scene. Come on, you know what I mean. Camping out on the Dead Sea, sleeping in an empty cave, making love all day with Mary Magdalene. Carved another crevasse in the cave and caught his breath through that window pane. Just another onieric chamber, like the ones between our ears, as we're listening around corners, attempting to cross borders, to rein them in, daring to call the other friend instead of burning it all down again. And lest we forget, best to choke back your regret. Take a look right up ahead. You can't just turn your head instead. We may see a hard reset. Krishna, by the grace of the sweet milkmaids, surfing high altitude waves, can turn a body blue with cosmic rays shot through, staying afloat for days. Milk, mangoes, and ghee for food. Arjuna on this battlefield, a heart's desire concealed, inevitably revealed in blood and sweat and tears congealed. Tell me again, why did John Denver have to die? He must have gotten too Rocky Mountain high, back on the ground, still expecting to fly. He didn't check his fuel, just another I-carrying fool. Are you ready yet? Have you eaten all you can eat? Have you gotten all you can get? Can you swim? You might get wet. As these tides rise, place your bet on a hard reset.
Here we are all now together sharing this dream. Brought to the sublime extreme, we're bathing in champagne and cream. And who did cry? See, surely stokes a war machine. Ignores love evergreen. In hate-filled hearts, it still lies there a seed. But buried neath want and need, while they may be glorifying, it's the same old refrain. This ain't a game we're playing, or is it? Takes more than thoughts and praying, or does it? Is all I'm saying, can you hear? We deserve what we get. Come a heart reset.
So delightful. This is a time in our service when we invite you to be part of the law of circulation. We so appreciate you giving towards our vision and mission, and from this place of gratitude. So if I could have the ushers come forward. We know that which you give, that which you receive here is all part of this circulation, and we appreciate it. So whether you've given previously or whether you're giving today or some other time, we just invite you to look at the affirmation, putting your hand over your heart and reading the affirmation with me on the screen. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is. Could you just noodle a little bit? Yeah. We also like to acknowledge you if this happens to be your first time here, whether online or here in person. If you're willing to raise your hand, we have a gift for you, as well as we want to acknowledge you with an affirmation. We always know that if we missed you, there's a guest table out there, and you can go there, and your gift is a free Science of Mind magazine, a spiritual living magazine. So thank you for being with us today. And I hope to meet you after the service. And also there's coffee and snacks out there that you can enjoy and meet people with just conversation and coffee. And we raise your hands, and we have this affirmation for you. We bless you today knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We're grateful for your influence on our community. And so it is. All right, let's invite our kids to come in. I think they're out there. They've been very quiet, so I'm not sure. They're out there? Okay. Here you go. Come on up here. There you go. Great to have you again. Welcome. Microphone. This is scary, right? Do you have one more song? No.
So today we drew. Today we drew what love is. So you guys share your pictures. Okay. What is love?
Love is kind.
Very good.
Love is being helpful. Love is loving others.
And for you, Missy? And today, Tony, we didn't bring you. We did some blackout art. Okay. Today we did some blackout art. Tony did some blackout art, and we'll share it another time. We just forgot to bring it in, but it's really fun, and we'll bring in some better things to do it on.
Give our assistants, Tony and Mary, a hand too. Great. Thank you. All right, let's all stand for the congregational affirmation. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. I am led by Spirit. I'm guided by wisdom. I'm protected by love. I'm here to be a blessing. I am so grateful. And so it is. Let's have our practitioners come forward. And if you want prayer after the service, feel free to stay. Those of you who are wanting to converse, please go out in the courtyard, and there's lots of room out there. And now for our closing song, we have a different closing song today that Ross wanted to share with you.
Everybody knows it. Let's see if I can even remember all of the lyrics. I wrote them out here, so I'm less likely to forget. We started it earlier, but we'll do the whole song now. Love. There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can do that you can't learn how to feel in time. It's easy. Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy.
right. Thank you for all of this. It's lovely. Thank you.